Hartford, a little ways away from the Statue of Liberty. New Jersey with a game time temp of 54 degrees. Like that. I know. It's fall, y'all. Okay, Jeremy Fowler joins us now from MetLife. Jeremy, interesting week for the Eagles. They lose on Sunday, hold a players-only meeting with the three biggest stars on the offense that next day. What's going on in Philly?
Yeah, Laura, early this week, team leaders Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown met privately, and from sources I talked to in the building, they believe that that meeting was about just getting right, flushing the last loss, getting on the same page, and just getting some juice back. They feel like whether it's on the field or even on the sidelines, they haven't had the same juice. I was told that Barkley in particular was a catalyst for this meeting because he's known as the most vocal leader among those three, so he played a pivotal role in all this, and sources really believe that on a short week is perfect for this team. They've been overthinking a lot of headlines, a lot of distractions. They don't have a lot of time to worry about it this week. They had that meeting. Now they're going to get after it on the field. Really, they know they have to run the ball, Laura, because last week got away from it. Saquon Barkley, just 6 carries. They're trying to force the passing game. A.J. Brown's frustrations really stem from what I'm told, limitations that they have in the passing game. When defenses play zone defense, they're able to stop the run enough to do that. Jalen Hurts struggles with that at times, but they feel like they're close to a breakout. It might happen tonight.
I love that. Saquon Barkley said, we're going against my old team again. We're going to have to get all this fixed. Thanks to Jeremy. Welcome, everybody, to Thursday's show. Peter Schrager, Dan Orlovsky, Jason McCourty is here, and Adam Schefter. We'll get to him in just a little bit. Peter, the Eagles 4-1, but as we've talked about all week on this show, and as you've talked about, tensions are high in Philly. It doesn't matter about the record, right? How much pressure is there for the Eagles to get a win tonight?
It's real. The fact that there's even a players-only meeting that leaks to the media the day of is something that is significant, especially with a team that's been through so much together and has won so much together. That market, those players, that team with their history, there is pressure tonight. You don't want to lay another egg. And when I say lay an egg, I know everyone's saying, well, they're 4-1, stop. No. They were horrible offensively in the second half against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were horribly offensively in the second half against the Denver Broncos. And they played horribly in the first half against the LA Rams. They haven't put together a complete game of well-rounded offensive football in nearly a month. Giants, they have owned. They're on a short week, and it's on national TV. The pressure is mostly internal, but you better believe if you're having a players' meeting on a short week and you don't get things right on Thursday, that makes for a long week if, God forbid, they lose tonight.
Yeah, the Eagles have not been able to get drives going this year, to Peter's point. They're failing to record a first down in 47% of their possessions. That's on pace to be the highest rate by any team over the last 20 seasons. It really is wild, Dan. If you go further back, the last team with a higher rate was the 2005 49ers, who finished 4-12. Pretty remarkable they're 4-1 considering these numbers.
That's wild.
Here's first-year Eagles offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo on his team's third down offense.
Why we just really got to just focus on staying ahead of the sticks and kind of advancing it forward. And we've done a good job. We just got to keep progressing and working through this. Everybody's into it. Everybody's being super detailed on what they need to do. We just got to keep pushing it, because when we've done what we need to do, we've moved the ball extremely well at a high rate. So we just got to continue to do that.
It almost feels
But that's
fluky.
not true.
We just saw the stats.
There's just a stat that says that's not true.
Yeah, yes, the numbers are saying something different than what Kevin Patullo is saying. Why all the struggles offensively on third down, Dan?
Well, I think it goes back to first and second down, right? Yep. So its starting point is this. This is a very gun-centric offense. When you're in the gun as much as Philadelphia, there's naturally going to be tells. So tonight, look for where Saquon Barkley is aligned with Jalen Hurts. If he's deep like that more than likely is going to be either a downhill run or just this little flat RPO where they try to pick somebody. Again, if Saquon's toes are at about the depth of Jalen Hurts' heels, that is more than likely going to be a run. Now, I want to tell everybody that this is black and white 100%, but this is what defenses are paying attention to when you are constantly giving away information. Now, if he's a little bit closer to hip, where Saquon's toes are at basically the middle of Jalen Hurts' body, then you could be more likely to think pass. And that's what defenses are paying attention to. When Saquon's lining up, specifically on these first and second down indicators. There's Saquon. I could ask everybody at home, does he look back or lateral? He's lateral there. So that should more than likely be a pass for this offense. And when you live in the gun, as much as the Philadelphia Eagles do, There's just tendencies. A.J. Brown at the bottom of the screen. Surtain matched up. Saquon was hip to hip. Where he is alignment-wise? These are things that defenses are sitting there going, we just know that more than likely these are going to be the things. Through 5 games, the Philadelphia Eagles have been under center 6 times if you exclude the tush push.
6 total plays.
6 snaps. You as a defensive guy know, if a team is going to be in the gun that much, you're always looking for things that can tip you into what the play could be or likely to be. I just think that's another thing that is hindering their early down performance.
Yeah, stuff like that, you'll have people on the sideline looking at it because when you talk about the depth of a Saquon Barkley, there's guys on the field where you can't see it, but someone on the sideline will be yelling it to guys on the field. So you pay attention to that. And to your point, the first and second down means so much because when you get to third down, you want to be in opportunities where you can succeed. For the New York Giants defense a week ago, they had 6 third downs where the Saints were either 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. When they got to 3rd and long, they weren't successful. For this Eagles offense, when they got to 3rd and long this past Sunday, it was a sack damn near every single time. And it allows the front 4, they don't have to blitz to be able to run games. You see right here from Mailata, you're trying to figure out when you have 2 guys on you. Similar to that Broncos defensive front, you're looking at a Giants defense now where when you get to 3rd and long, they now can bring Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau all on the field at the same time with Dexter Lawrence. And against, to your point, Landon Dickerson is not going to be in there. Yeah. So you have a banged-up offensive line that you're trying to figure it out. So for this Eagles offense, get into 3rd and 1 so you can get under center and run the tush push.
Yeah.
Can't they just, with Saquon, line him up a little differently, be a little less predictable?
Yeah,
is it that easy, I guess?
Yes. Do you remember years ago we did this with McCaffrey and the Panthers? That was 100%er. That was like, if McChristian's here, this is exactly what's happening. I don't think it's 100%, but it's not 50. And so it's like a little bit closer to, if he's hip to hip and it's 1st and 10, you feel great about it being a pass. And so, yes, you can. But then there's a little bit of reality for his track as a back in the run
stuff. He has to get up there and pass pro, or he has to get out.
I would just quickly add, 4-1 for the Jaguars, 4-1 for the 49ers, 4-1 for the Eagles are very different things.
Yeah, good point. All right, let's get to some top stories now as quarterback injuries continue to dominate the headlines. Adam Schefter with us here. What do we know about Lamar Jackson's health in Baltimore, Adam?
Laura, once again, Lamar Jackson not practicing today. It certainly looks like it will be Cooper Rush starting Sunday for the Baltimore Ravens against the Los Angeles Rams as Lamar Jackson rests that injured hamstring. The Ravens have a bye next week, which would give him 2 weeks to get ready for a second-half run. But without him practicing right now, it's hard to envision him playing. Meanwhile, in Arizona, Kyler Murray also not practicing today due to the foot injury that prevented him from playing the full 4th quarter last week. If he cannot play Sunday at Indianapolis, Jacoby Brissett would start against his former team. And unless Murray can get back out there tomorrow, then it would seem like Brissett could be in line to play. In San Francisco, Brock Purdy not spotted practicing at the start of practice moments ago, which means that Mac Jones seems to be tracking to start Sunday at Tampa. Once again, Mac Jones has been stellar this season. Brock Purdy still dealing with a turf toe injury right now. And right now, the indications are that it'll be another week of Mac Jones. Meanwhile, last night, big trade, an unexpected Wednesday night trade where the Jaguars traded Tyson Campbell to the Cleveland Browns for cornerback Greg Newsome. Both players are expected to play this weekend, so Tyson Campbell will be lining up for Cleveland and Pittsburgh. And obviously, Greg Newsome will be lining up for the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Seattle Seahawks. And I hope Greg Newsome's passport's in order because Monday the Jaguars leave for London. So he's got a lot of work to do in moving from Cleveland to Jacksonville while preparing to go to London.
You just never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen on a Wednesday, Adam. I love it. More from you throughout the show. As for that Jags defense, they've been great at producing turnovers. Jacksonville averaging 2.8 turnovers per game this season, on pace to be the 2nd most over the last 20 seasons. Only the 2007 Chargers averaged more, and that team went on to the AFC Championship. Those takeaways were front and center on Monday Night Football. When Devin Lloyd took one back for a pick-6 on Mahomes, he leads the league in interceptions right now. Really fun to see. He took that personally, too. They don't pick up the 5th-year option. He's like, all right, I'm going to show you. How are they using him in that scheme so well, J-Mac?
Anthony Campanelli, their defensive coordinator, I was with him for a season in Miami. Jersey guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he is exactly what
Jersey
you expect
guy.
him to be. Hard-nosed. You watch them, they fly around. Everybody is punching at the football violently, and they want to inflict pain on you. You're going to look at it right here. When you're stopping outside zone, it starts with setting an edge. Emmanuel Agbar right there, setting edge. Backside, smooth, being able to run it down. But look at Devin Lloyd in the middle. He comes through and bench presses the center into the running back, breaking glass. And then the pick six that you're talking about. This was a mix of a Brian Flores type of defense. You're